Hey, this is Life with Shauna Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is called My Homegirl Had a Birthday Party. I wasn't invited. Let's watch the video.
So I know y'all bored and nosy, so I'm about to give y'all a story time on how I found out my ex-girlfriend lied to me and had an entire birthday party where I was not invited. Story time. So I met this girl around March of last year. Actually, I had met her previously, but our paths really didn't cross even though I wanted to. I thought she was like a super pretty girl. We added each other on Instagram, and then the rest was history. Like, we met in March, and then we were kind of inseparable from then up until recently. So we date, we having fun, we going out of town, we doing all of this stuff. My birthday's in May, we went out of town for my birthday. We just having like a ton of fun. Like, I am in love, I'm in lust, I'm in all of that because damn, this is my girl, my world, you know what I'm saying? So around the middle of the summer is when things, I'm not even gonna say they got rocky, but it was for me, I kind of was like, damn, I really like her, but it's not really mutual. And don't get me wrong, like, it appeared that she was into me, like we was locked in, and I really didn't make it that big of a deal because, again, when you see somebody with eyes of love and you don't see any red flags, and again, she's a nice girl, we're having fun, we're having the time of our lives, like, we young, she's young, I'm kind of young, and it's lit. So it's the summer, we're hanging out with both of our friends. We didn't have a ton of mutual friends, but there were a couple people that we both knew. We having fun. She around my family, I'm around her friends. And it's all cordial, it's all cool. Like, damn, it's lit. We having fun. Like, they hanging out at my house, we hanging out all together. We're out, she's around my cousins, my family, and it was just like, damn, this our new sister, you know? So let's fast forward so I won't drag the story on. So I believe it was either in October or November where she went out of town with some friends, where this is kind of the second time where I'm like, she had been doing stuff though. So like in the summer, I didn't mention this, I was taking her to a concert, which I don't really go through phones, but her phone was open. I'm like, let me briefly go through your phone because she be on there with me. Go through her phone. She texting some guy, and I'm about to take you to a Jasmine Sullivan concert. Not only was she texting him, took a picture in my bed talking about, hey, king. So I know y'all, like, the red flags are flagging because, again, before she dated me, she dated guys. Let's take that into account. Dated guys, but I'm like, it is what it is. She with me. It doesn't matter who she dated before me. I'm trying not to judge you, but don't give me a reason to judge you because you texting somebody talking about some, hey, king, while you under my cover. Stop playing with me. So around October, November, she goes out of town to Houston. And this was when, like, I want to say the third or fourth time where I'm like, okay, you giving all the red flags. Like, what am I doing? Like, do you want to be with me or not? Like, let me know. But now that I look at it, she was letting me know. I just was stupid. We go through all of that, and we're going to fast forward to November where we were just like, hey, what are we doing? Let's start over. And I'm like, again, I'm not going to call myself silly. Like, I really cared about this girl. I really wanted to marry her. That's another story for another day. Even with all of that, I was just like, I really love her. Like, everybody's not perfect, and I got to remember where I was at her age because I'm 5 years older than her. And don't say nothing about me giving R. Shelley. Please. So her birthday's in December, so I want to say maybe like mid-November, we're like, what are we doing? So I got to add that a couple months in advance, I had took 4 days off because I'm like, if we're together, why wouldn't I think we're going to be together? I'm going to take her out of the country for her birthday because her birthday's the first week of December. So the week of her birthday rolled around, and I talked to her, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because I was like, okay, I'm figuring we're not going to go out of town, but I want to take her to a nice dinner, and I want to buy her a designer bag because she kept talking about it. She kept talking about this. I don't remember what kind of bag she said she wanted, but I was kind of like telling my friends, like, what should I get her? Should I get her a bag? And then they was like, what terms are y'all on? And I'm like, at the end of the day, I still want to get her something like, I love her. That's my girl, my world. And even with all of that being said, it did not matter. I just wanted to make her birthday special. Didn't really have anything planned, but I knew I wanted to do dinner and I wanted to get her a nice gift. So the week of her birthday rolled around. I'm like, what are you doing? She like, I don't have anything planned. I don't really care about my birthday. I'm not in the mood, but I kind of want to do something at my house. Keep in mind, we live on the south side. We don't live together, but we live on the south side of Chicago. So she like, I'm going to do something at my house. She didn't really invite me. She says, if you want to come, you can. Y'all already know that's not an invite. And stop playing with me. Like, who even tells their girlfriend that? You're weird. So that ended up blowing up into an argument. I ended up going to work because I'm like, I'm not going to your birthday. You didn't really invite me. So just go ahead and hang out with your friends. Mind you, she having a party at her house. So I end up going to work, y'all. I work out west. We live out south. And I go to work and I'm working on nights. I'm in law enforcement. And it's about maybe 11 to 12 o'clock. And I'm just sitting there. I end up texting her before the day ended, like, happy birthday, I love you, blase, blase. But again, I'm already feeling some type of way, like, damn, I'm not with my girl on her birthday. That's weird. So maybe an hour or two before I got off, we get a call. I hear a call over the radio saying that somebody got hurt, and it was like a big thing. So I leave the station and I go over there. So we get a call. I hear a call that says somebody got hurt. It's like a big thing. So I go over here to, at this point, there's like a scene like of a crime. Let's say that. Scene of a crime. I get over there and I'm like, hey, what's going on? So I end up seeing this police officer that I used to work with. So I'm like, he looks at me. I'm like, hey, what's up? What you doing over here? He was like, you would be the person to respond. Mind you, I didn't know what that meant at the time. So I see him and I see another girl, which is her friend, but it's also his friend. So I'm like, if this girl and him are together, it's not weird because they're friends. Mind you, we on the west side. We live on the south side or the east side. Wherever we live, we don't live over here. So this is when I was about to shit on myself. I see her best friend. Then I see another girl who she considered her best friend. They both walk out and like kind of walk around the tape because it's taped off at this point. I was like, what the fuck? At this point, I'm gonna shit on myself because what is happening? Why are y'all here? What's tea? So I see them and then I hear somebody say my ex-girlfriend's name. Y'all, I had to literally fight back tears because I'm thinking like, is this her party? Whose house is this? What's going on? Don't break my heart. So you would have had to been in my body to imagine how I felt at that time. I'm at work. I'm a supervisor on the scene of all of this stuff that's going on. And is this my girlfriend's party? And I'm not invited? Like, what's happening right now? So they say her name and I'm like, oh, this is her party. So again, the friends, I haven't gotten into it with them. These are people that I hung out with, I thought was cool. And even though they're her friends, one of them is like somebody I was like, damn, we used to call each other sis. Like, what's tea? Like, damn, we beefing? So maybe like a couple minutes later, she comes out. But at this point, they grab her. And I realized that it could have been that they didn't want me to engage with her at all because they didn't go across the street. They kind of went around the whole scene. And I ended up locking eyes with my ex-girlfriend, but, excuse me, I think she had been drinking, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Fast forward. It was her party. They rented an Airbnb. Something happened at the Airbnb, and the party ended up getting shut down because somebody got hurt. But mind you, this is an Airbnb on the west side of Chicago on a very bad block. I had to literally walk away and fight back tears. And I'm thinking like, who's hell? Like, again, I still don't know what's going on. I just know she had a party and I'm not invited. And it's full of her friends and guys. Full of guys. Don't know who they are. Could have been her man. Who knows? I guess my absence was required so somebody could be there. Who knows? I don't trust nobody at this point. So for like a couple days, she's trying to get in touch with me. Maybe like 3 or 4 days later, I answer her call. She like, oh, I didn't know, just apologize and saying that she's sorry. She didn't know. Basically, she said that her friends threw the party. She only found out about the venue a couple hours prior. And I didn't talk about her birthday. So it was just like a bunch of excuses. So I'm like, I'm super, super hurt. And I'm more so offended. Like, I spent the whole year with you. I would do anything for you. And you shaded me for a bunch of people who didn't even buy you a car for your birthday. Please, don't piss me off. But again, nobody can blame me because this is somebody I love and I spent the whole year with. And you're telling me that you thought that was okay? Like, you would do me like that? Interesting. The real kicker was, she said all of this. I received a call a couple days after that says that she actually sent out a text telling these 2 guys not to invite me. But then I confront her about that. She says, oh, I didn't tell them that. She said she told one guy that, the guy that I initially saw. But the other guy who I used to work with also, she says that I didn't tell him that. My best friend texted him. And I'm thinking like, man, damn, your best friend got beef with me? Why would she tell him that unless you tell her something? I didn't tell her anything. I would need to ask her. Y'all, moral of the story is that the way a Sagittarius will lie should be studied. And at the end of the day, I really love that girl. I wanted to marry her. I even bought her a ring, and she shitted on me like ice cold. And I'm heartbroken, but I'll be okay. I do need to add that even after that, it wasn't until I retold the story for myself, which was like most recently. Like I forgave her for that, but I do realize it is something that I will never forget because I would have never done that to her. Like when somebody shit on you for other people, and it's like, dang, like I was missing all the red flags. Like I really loved her, but it just wasn't mutual, and that no matter how much I loved her and tried to show her, even giving her more of what she already didn't appreciate, that was on me, you know? And I'm not even mad. It is what it is because we got to know that shit don't come around twice. And I even forgave her after that, but it wasn't until recently where I'm retelling a story where I'm just like, damn, you really shitted on me. And you really shitted on me for these people. And I get that some of them are your friends, but I would have done anything for you. Like, can you call these people when you're in a bind? Like, can you really call them? And I'm not saying that in a sense where like, damn, don't these aren't your friends and they're not gonna be in your life forever. But to do me like that and to know in my heart of hearts how I really felt about her, it just really hurts. And I was more so embarrassed to be like, damn, the way that this manifested and I'm at work and I'm having to be professional and I could not say a thing, and it just broke my heart into 1,000 pieces. And I don't think I ever felt like that. But, it happens to the best of us.
You know what? I feel where you're coming from when it comes to like dating, period. When you're dealing with a male or a female, because she deals with females, I deal with males. Like, you think the person's into you when they clearly are not, or they're just taking you for granted. And I feel like she took you for granted because y'all did all these things together. But when it came to her birthday, she didn't think like, oh, when someone says, oh, hey, you can come if you want to, that automatically means they don't want you to come. And they make you feel like, dang, I'm a burden to you. Like, I'm sitting here wanting to spend your birthday with you. Instead, you went and did work and you made some money. So, I mean, I get it. But how do y'all feel about this video? Have you ever had that happen to you? Have you ever felt like you put all your 100%, 150% into a relationship and it's not reciprocated back? Please comment below. Love to see the video. Not really see it, but you know what I mean. Hear about it in my comments. This is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out. Bye.